Got 20 odd minutes. Have you ever worked in a cafe before? That's fine. Well, it's good. We'll start from zero. No bad habits. Okay. So this scale is a little bit off. So just for this training purposes, we'll just use this one because this one's fine. So the way that this works is you lock this in, you push down to start, and as soon as I push down to start, you see this scale here, it starts flashing. It's going to weigh the shot that comes out, and it's looking for 36 grams. So as soon as it gets to that, it will stop, and that's the recipe. And we want that to come out, this timer here, we want it to come out between sort of 27, 33, sort of that range, okay? So when we take it out, it just slides out the left, slides in on the right like that, okay? If you look underneath, you see these like two gaps here and here, that's where it locks in, and then it slides across like that. You want to lock it in tight, because if you don't lock it in tight enough, it will fall out, okay? So you just want to take it out, knock it out in there, so there's nothing left, and then give it a wipe, so there's nothing stuck on it, okay? And then it's clean. So do you want to do that with that one? Cool, perfect. Right, so let's show you how to do the actual shots. So when you take it out, if you push it up, it will rinse for 3 seconds and then stop.
You have to do this every time?
Yeah, so what happens is the coffee gets stuck under there. So when you do that, you're rinsing off all the coffee that's already used. So it's like fresh, ready to go. Give it a little wipe down so it's clean. And then we can get going. If this gets really dirty, when a mug sits on it, it's gonna pick up loads of coffee grounds and it's gonna be like messy underneath. When it's messy underneath, when you put it on a table, the table gets messier. So just give it a wipe, keep it clean. So this is ready to go. Over here on the scale, when you put it on this, if it's not switched on, by the way, if it's just like this, just press the power button. When you put this on, you press this T, it's gonna set it to 0. Now whatever coffee is in here is the only thing that we're weighing. It's a little bit slippy on here, so you have to watch it sometimes. I give it a little tap like that to flatten it all out, okay? Put it on here. So it's 17.8. That is actually fine. So you're aiming for 18, but if it's 18.2 or 17.8, that's like an acceptable range. But you know, if you've got time, you can make it perfect, but just so you know, that is acceptable. This is a little bit of extra coffee grounds that I use to take some out or put some in. This here just flattens it all, so it's ready for this. So if you just put this on here, spin it, it's perfectly flat then, yeah? Lock it in here.
So that's for the extra bit of press.
This tamps it, so yeah, this presses it down. Sometimes you see in cafes they have one that they do themselves. This cafe does it for you, so you just put it in there, you'll feel it, press it, and then it's done.
Something like those needles.
Like the needles, yeah. There is the needles here, but I haven't been using them because they're a little bit bent, and I don't think this is the best one that you could use, so I haven't been using it. Okay, put it in here, lock it in. I'll just pour this into a cup for now. And then you press it down to start the shot, okay? Like we see, it's flashing down there, and now it's weighing the shot out. So as it comes out here, you can see the weight going up there. So this looks like it should be good. Let's have a look.
So it automatically stops at about 30.
Yeah, so it's gonna stop
32.
now. So 34, it's a little bit too slow. probably not going to show you how to adjust that right now. It's a little bit more complicated. Why don't you just, so that's what it looks like. Why don't you do one of those shots yourself?
Okay.
See how that goes, and then if we've got more time, then I'll show you how to adjust it, okay? Yeah, that one's specifically just for them. On here first. I've already zeroed it before. We call it zeroing it when you press that T. Yeah, cool. And then go. So that is fine, but you can put a bit more if you want to. Yeah, perfect. So you can use this here. You can rest it on that, and that'll just make sure it's totally flat. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, cool. We'll reuse that cup. That's all right. I mean, you've never done it before, so it's not like you should know. Yeah. Cool.
Is there, I think, the way you press it sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Chloe was telling me to do it this way, that's like a
Yeah, so you,
error.
yeah, so you remember I was saying push it down. If you push it up, it'll just rinse it. And then there's different things that happen if you hold it. So if I held it down, it would start doing something completely different. It's actually how you clean it. You hold it down, but you don't need to worry about that for now. So actually that was 30 seconds, so that's perfect. Nice. Hey mate. What can I get for you?
Can I get a cortado
Yeah.
here? And one of these brownie bites.
Sure. Oh my god. Cortado for here, regular milk, yeah?
Yeah, thanks. That's a double shot?
Yeah, double shot. And then the brownie bites.
Yes, thanks.
$7.55, please, mate. Cool. So, oh shit. We have a cortado, so I'll show you how to do a cortado. So we're going to do the shot just the same.
Just
We'll just waste that. Okay. So pop it in this. Oh, I think we're putting cortados in these really tiny ones now, actually. Okay, milk. You just need a little bit of milk for this, but you need to put a little bit more in, just because if you put the right amount of milk in for a cortado, you wouldn't be able to steam it properly because it wouldn't be enough. Before you use this steam wand, every time, do that. So we call this purging it. So if there was any milk left in there, it shoots it all out before we use it. And it also means when you leave this for a little while, lots of air gets trapped in here. So if I did that straight away, it would shoot loads of big bubbles into the milk and it would ruin the texture. So you see where it's filled up to there, just below the spout, the bottom of the spout here. That's sort of the least amount of milk that you want to use for any drink, because otherwise you're not going to be able to steam it properly. When we start, you want to submerge the tip of the steam wand in there, start steaming and lower it down, and start injecting air, and then lift it up, just like that, okay?
So start on top.
Start with it fully submerged, and then lower it down until you hear that little so it sounds like you're tearing a piece of paper in half, that noise. You want to hear that for about 2 seconds and then lift it back up. And what you want to see is the milk going like this and spinning round. And then, you know, if you want to move on to learning latte art and things, then one thing is you can't have too much milk in the jug because it's going to be harder, so I poured a little bit out. And you want to fill it up about 2/3 of the way. And then you can do little patterns.
Can you do like flamingos?
I can't do a flamingo. I can do a swan.
Oh, okay.
I'll show you what I can do. I'll show you. Oh, let me get your brownie bite. Here you go. Thank you. Right, I'll show you what sort of latte art you can do then. Oh, I might have an order actually. We can practice on that. But that is the very basics. But at least you know how to do a shot. So if you need to help someone, you can do a shot for them. Iced Americanos. Okay. Iced drinks. Nice and easy actually. This is iced Americano. This shot glass is what I use for when I need to pour an espresso over the top of something. So I'll just fill that up as normal, and then they're takeaway, yeah?
Yeah.
Keep the cups down here. So I'm gonna grab the ice scoop. Fill it up right to the top.
Right to the top.
Right to the top. I mean, maybe that's a little bit too full. Maybe more like this. Try not to get ice cubes everywhere like me though. This thing here does all of your water. So it does hot water, lukewarm water, boiling hot water, okay? For the cold water, you just push it once and it will fill it up. I think it fills it up just the right amount. It's a little bit too much because our espresso shot's going to be a lot. But yeah, if you know the glasses, these ones,
Yeah.
it fills them up perfectly. Okay, here we go. 1 second, I'll get the next shot ready as well. That's fine. Okay. Then all you do for iced Americano, you pour it over the top. Okay? And I think we have lids down here. Oh, they're over there now. That's fine. There's the first iced Americano. No milk, no? No milk. You want milk? No problem. Yeah, you can do this one. There you go. And just pass it off to them. Iced Americano. And when you are handing off a drink to someone, tell them what it is, just in case it's the wrong one. If we had like 4 different orders on, you'd be like, this is an iced Americano. If someone ordered a latte, they'll be like, well, that's not mine. Okay. We got 8 minutes, so I'll show you some cool latte art. What you can build up to. If I can do it. Let's see. I'll use this one. Right. Let me see what I can do.
Can you do a swap?
Yes, I'll try and do a swan. I was trying earlier though, and I was just being rubbish for some reason. I don't know why. It just wasn't like working for me today, but we'll try again. Right.
To the art, I think you need something with like shape like that.
Yeah, you do.
Because you need to bend it.
I can do art in those cups, but only because I've used them so many times. But it's not impossible, but it's harder. Let's see. So same again. 1, 2. About there. I might do a little bit more actually. 3. But as like a good general rule, like 2 seconds. But once you've done it a lot, you'll get a feeling for how good the milk is. Yeah, I hold it like this. Just because if you hold it backwards like this, the foam is going in that way. So it makes it jump back up the other side and spin around. But once you do it more, you'll get a better feel for it, you know? I pour mine, when I want to do good patterns, I always pour it in a bigger jug, because when you use a bigger jug, you can get the spout closer to the surface. Because here I would only be able to tilt it that much. This one I can get really close. And that's what getting the art is all about. You have to get really close to the coffee. So I even tilt the cup as well, like this. And then I can go like that, like that. 1 wing, 2 wings, up for the neck and the head. And we have a swan.
It's really nice.
Do you like flat whites?
Yeah.
You can have that one then. No problem.
It's basically the amount of milk that you have.
Yes, so all of our drinks have 2 shots except maybe a piccolo, but it's not even on, I don't think it's on the menu, I'm not sure. Anyway, but the main drinks that we do, flat white, you would fill it all the way up to the top. Cortado, you would stop it about there. So cortado is like a flat white, but with even less milk. And then cappuccino and latte. The difference with the cappuccino, you remember that tearing sound, the 2 seconds of for a cappuccino, you want to do that for maybe like 4, 5, 6 seconds. Yeah, you want more foam. That's the only difference. They've all got the same amount of coffee. Okay. Americano is just like we made with the iced Americanos, but a hot one would be with hot water. Okay, so just a shot on top of hot water. They do a drink called a long black as well, which is an Americano, but in this cup. So it's smaller. So it's less water, a bit stronger. So how a flat white is like a latte with less milk, a long black is an Americano with less water. Okay? All right. That's about all I've got time for today, but I hope that helps.
Yes, a lot.
Good, yeah?
Yeah, thank you so much.
No worries. I'll chat to Rima and see if we can do more of this, okay?
Thank you.
No worries.